Could China win the trade war with the United States? Well, winning a trade war is never absolute. Both sides will experience the pain. What matters is who emerges stronger in the long run. In this video, I will break down 8 reasons why China may well hold the upper hand in the trade war based on current trajectories. Let's start with economic resilience. China is no longer just a world's factory. With over 1.4 billion people and a rapidly growing middle class, which is significantly larger than the total US population, China is shifting from the export-reliant model to focus on domestic consumption. This transformation means less dependence on US demand and more power in shaping its own economic future. At the same time, China has spent the last decade diversifying its trade partners, deepening relationships with Asia, Europe, Africa, and Latin America. Initiatives like the Belt and Road have strengthened economic ties across the globe. In contrast, the US has alienated many of its traditional allies, which has weakened its ability to form multilateral coalitions to counterbalance China's growing influence. In the last few years, especially after US tech restriction, China doubled down on import substitution and self-reliance. Today, it is heavily investing in its own semiconductor industry, software platforms, and manufacturing capabilities. Through state-backed R&D programs like Made in China 2025, the country is sprinting ahead in AI, electric vehicles, 5G, and green energy tech. These industries will shape the future. China's technology leap reduces reliance on US products and increases global competitiveness. Losing access to some US tech may hurt in short term, but in the long term, it strengthens China's independence. One of China's key advantages is political cohesion and continuity in policy. Its centralized long-term planning model enables a level of strategic patience that is difficult for the US to match. While US politicians are bound by 4-year election cycles, often leading to sharp policy shifts, China stays the course and maintains unwavering strategic discipline. China also holds powerful leverage. For example, it controls over 60% of the world's rare earth supply, and these minerals power everything from your smartphone to next-generation fighter jets. In a trade war, they serve as significant strategic asset. And China's too are not limited to tariffs. It also has the power to apply non-tariff barriers, regulatory hurdles, currency adjustments, selectively devaluing the yuan to protect its exports while still maintaining global trade relationships. China has been strategic in how it positions itself on the global stage, casting itself as a defender of free trade and globalization, especially when US rhetoric leans towards protectionism. China is also a member of Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, the largest trade bloc in the world. Meanwhile, the US under Trump walked away from Trans-Pacific Partnership, weakening its influence in Asia-Pacific. In global economy, that matters immensely. Let's not forget, this is not China's first trade war with the US. During the 2018-2020 tensions, while exports to the US dropped, China's overall export grew, shifting towards Southeast Asia and Europe. China didn't just adapt, it moved fast. More importantly, China anticipated this kind of economic decoupling years ago. It has been stockpiling resources, investing in domestic alternatives, and preparing for external shocks across military, tech, economic dimensions. The trade war has fueled a major surge in national pride in China, where the public stands firmly behind the government perceived as defending the nation's sovereignty and economic honor. In the US, by contrast, political infighting and public fatigue have turned the trade policy into a chaotic, stop-start mess lacking direction, unity, and resolve. Let's now turn the mirror. The US economy is highly dependent on low-cost imports from China. Imposing tariff means rising costs for US manufacturers and consumers, potentially fueling the inflation. This can be a political and economic nightmare, especially in election years. America's fragmented political landscape also works against it. Shifting trade policies, internal divisions, and pressure from multinational corporations that rely heavily on Chinese market will limit Washington's ability to sustain prolonged economic confrontation. Now, let me be clear. A trade war hurts both sides. China does not walk away unscathed. But when we look at the long-term dynamics, economic resilience, tech independence, global alliances, political stability, policy continuity, strategic planning, China stands better positioned to endure, adapt, and emerge stronger. In contrast, the United States may find itself constrained by inflation, internal division, and global mistrust. So in the complex and costly game of economic confrontation, the likely winner is the one that suffers less and prepares more. Thank you.